Okay, it's recording now.
Okay.
So you're going to explain to us about love with attachment, because it needs to be explained. What?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
That's good. When we talk about marriage,
Yeah.
we say it is a love that bring a man and a woman together into a partnership, and when they join together and becomes a marriage. So that love there that bring them together, there are what we call it attachment in marriage. Yeah, in attachment in the love that bring them together. For example, now you see, um, where I came from, I have interviewed some young men I came across about the issue of the marriage. So some of them say that they want to marry, and they want to marry, they want to marry a graduate. In other words, if the person is not a graduate,
Yeah.
is not interested in that marriage. In other words, so it is that cross graduate
Yeah.
is attachment to the love of that marriage. Then some say that I will marry a tall lady, I will marry a yellow incorporation lady, I will marry this person because of his mother or his parents are wealthy. So these are the attachments in the areas of marriage, in the model of that's the love that will build up the marriage. And when people didn't find that in that attachment, these are things that leads to separation. These are things that leads to divorce because of that attachment cross they put to. For example, let's say like what happened one time ago. A man went and married a woman, and they were living together. And the woman posed that she's a graduate. So because the man wanted to marry a lawyer. What was his intention to marry a lawyer? So that if he have any case, his wife can represent him and do the court processing in that marriage. I mean, in that case. So in other words, if you can look at that marriage setting, the man is not really marrying that woman as a wife. What is marrying there is what? Lawyer. That's attachment. So attachment in that marriage, you want to marry a lawyer. And if he doesn't find that law, I mean that lawyer or just that woman to be a lawyer, forget about that marriage. That's attachment. So somebody can marry a wife because of if you married from a rich family, they are going to make you what? Rich.
But that one is obvious. I mean,
Yeah.
most people will not be doing the I think that one is like an obvious obvious one. So like born again Christians, for example,
Yeah.
they probably will say to you, "Oh, I'll never do that."
Yeah.
But sometimes they still do attachment without knowing.
That's it.
Like yeah, like what you were saying. Like an example would be if, for example, let's say let's say I'm a minister.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's say I'm a minister. I work in a church. So I want someone who works in a church. Meanwhile, God wants me to marry someone who works in hospital.
Yeah.
But I have purposed in my own heart that God is going to give me someone who works in church.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for a minister like me.
Yeah.
And in reality, that's not what God has in mind for me.
Yeah.
So I've put an attachment to it.
Yeah, that's attachment, yeah.
Yeah. Or if I marry someone because they work part-time in the ministry, so I fall in love with them
Yeah.
because I say, oh, I like the way they do ministry.
Yeah.
And then I fall in love with them. And then in 10 years' time, when they've changed and they are no longer doing what I fell in love with,
Yeah.
then I've lost that attachment.
Yeah.
And it causes problem.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what you're saying, isn't it?
So
These are all real attachments
Yeah.
that even people who mean well still end up doing without realizing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's you have to, just for example, that if a man marries a woman because he want to he want to have children, although it is certain that the children are the fruit of the marriage, but it doesn't mean that it's compulsory. We are told that Zachariah and Elizabeth, they were righteous before God, but they don't have any child. But see that they were able to live together, despite they were childless, but they were still husband and wife, they live together. So we have an account of Abraham. So, but when there is an attachment in that marriage, that love, when they didn't see it, the man will say he will call that marriage a quit, or he will now looking for another concubine. Thereafter, he want now to do what? To go contrary to the marriage vow which they made. So in that case, that's why we are telling people that when your love is without attachment, it will survive any situations. When your love is just like a football inside the sea or river, it will be floating no matter any storms that you come across it. You see, you can't be put a football inside the sea or river. It can't drown. It must be floating. So that is how our love and marriage is supposed to be floating. Any storms, it will dive it will pass until we get our destination, which is heaven is our destination. So that's why we are advising people and we are counseling people that when they want to marry, they will ask for the will of God. And when you ask the will of God, don't add any attachment. Don't add any attachment. Just say, God, whatever is your will, whosoever you are leading me to, just make up your mind. Say, God, I am willing, I'm available. God, who knows the heart of man, he will give you your will, your desire, your heart desire. Because the desire of the righteous shall be granted. God will grant the desire of the righteous. So if we don't put, like what God does, what something that God said, I think in the book of Psalms or Romans, he said, to the forward, I will do what? I will be forward.
I'll be
to the forward. I will be forward. To the righteous, I will do what? I will be righteous. So if your way is righteous before God, God will do what? God will be righteous with you. If you are a forward person before God, God will what? God will follow you that line. Like this happens.
We've got 30 seconds.
Yeah.
No, finish off.
So,
we've got 30 seconds.
Like some people, when they want to come to God for the area of marriage and they ask for God for will of God, they already have idols in their heart. So they already settled their mind whom they will, what they want. But what they were asking God is not what is in their heart, because they already finished. Just like now, for example, this country now, some people that say that we are children of God, we are Christians, so anywhere that God leads me, I go. But some of them are racist. So it is in their heart.